This is the Electro-Voice Everse 8. Yeah, I think this is such a cool speaker, but I'll be honest, when I first heard about this, I didn't really pay that much attention and I didn't really care to pick this unit up. But recently I did DJ this wedding where it kind of made me rethink about the way that I wanted to set up and break down that part of the night. And I just feel like me wanting to be more efficient and I don't know, just make things a little bit easier on myself, this was the right investment for me. And to give you guys a little bit of context, my previous setup was two CP8s, SRT 1000 with my MacBook, and then I would have the SLX D4 from Shure as the mic. And although that was like almost like a bulletproof setup to where I feel really confident in terms of like, you know, music not cutting out or anything like that. I didn't have to worry about Bluetooth or wireless or anything like that. I just preferred that way. And even though it did take up a little bit more time and work, I was okay with that because I knew that, again, the setup that I was using, I felt like it was bulletproof. It wasn't until this last wedding that I did where the ceremony was basically on a dock. And I DJ'd at this venue before, but I just felt like I would have had more flexibility if I had something like this. And the main reason is this thing is battery powered. So you can basically offer a ceremony service anywhere. And I did order two of these. I did have a little mix up with Amazon, which kind of sucked because the Amazon driver notified me that, you know, that my package was delivered, took a picture and everything. And I was home all day, I checked and none of my packages were there. So I kind of had to go through this thing to get a refund. It was just a huge mess, basically took 3 days. Longer than I wanted to, you know, spend time on that, but I ended up ordering another one through Guitar Center. It should be at the store for pickup in a couple of days here. But yeah, so this is the solution that I went with just so that I can offer a ceremony service to all of my clients, no matter where they want to have it. These are battery powered, basically all in one unit. And I can just use my laptop to provide music through Serato, through an aux cord, or if I wanted to, I could use Bluetooth. But I'm just gonna go through with the aux cord just because I feel a little bit more comfortable that way. The other cool feature that kind of sold me on this as well is that it can power up a microphone. So I did buy one tray for one of the units here. Basically, it sits on top of the speaker and it has a strap. Again, that's gonna take a few days for that to come in as well, but you can basically attach almost any microphone receiver as long as it fits. And this speaker, as long as it's fully charged, it can power that up as well. And I'll list the specs here in the description below and on the screen for you guys so that you'll basically see what this can do when it's at like full battery peak performance or whatever. But yeah, overall, I think the design and the features that come within the speaker is going to be a great investment, especially if you're doing mobile gigs like weddings and whatnot. This is going to be like an all-in-one, you know, machine. But yeah, I can't wait to get this out in the field and kind of test things out. I have about, I want to say 12 weddings left. Some that don't require ceremony service, which is fine, but I'll just use this as, you know, like a monitor. So I ended up selling my CP8s and, you know, kind of took the money to fund this here. But again, I'm really excited. The one thing I will say though is I used to have a set of EVs in the past, and they were my first set of speakers. I think I've had them for like maybe 2 to 2.5 years when I first started. At some point in those 2 years, one of the speakers I felt like was blown or something, so I kind of had this like negative perspective on them, and basically never want to spend money on EVs anymore. But yeah, I worked at a venue and they had 2 of these as their main sound system, and most of the time they were running like microphones through them to provide sound. They sounded great, and sometimes they did play a little bit of music, which I was like, okay, this is like the perfect ceremony setup. And I have a few friends who own a few of these units as well. So that was kind of the selling point for me. So if you're in the market for something like this, again, I'll post a link in the description below. It does help this channel out if you guys decide to use the link. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up if you found any of this helpful to you. And if you guys have any questions about this speaker, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to kind of help you guys out. But yeah, I think this is really cool. And the one thing too is the design. So if you wanted to, you could basically have it tilted like this, especially if you're using like a floor monitor or something and you prefer to have it this way. That's cool too. But usually what I have for my monitor is I'll flip it this way here, so that it's just like kind of shoots sound, while I'm DJing, so I can kind of hear everything. Because at that same venue that I DJ'd at last week, I wasn't able to have my speakers close to me. I actually had to have that, I think, like maybe 15, 20 feet away, because that's where the dance floor is, and they just didn't have room for me to be in front of the dance floor. And that's one thing too, especially for the dance party portion. I always ask my clients if I can have that space where I'm next to the dance floor. That way I can kind of feed off, people's energy and kind of see what people are doing. It just gives me a better read on how and what to play during certain parts of the night. But it still worked out well. I've been doing it for a long time, so I just feel like, it's something I just kind of have to adjust and deal with, and that's just part of it, right? But all in all, this is a great product. Yeah, if you guys wanted to pick this up, use the link in the description below. But yeah, until next time, peace.